Welcome to part 2 of the 3-part video series where I will show you how to create Stripe recurring payments. In this video I'm going to show you how to redirect person to the thank you page, how to verify all the informations, how to send an email with login details, how to create an account and store the data inside the database, and a lot more. So in the first part of this video tutorial, just as a quick reminder, we have created small pricing page with 3 different packets. Okay, so this is price, okay, some futures, and then here there is buy now button. So now when someone click here and we verify his credit card details, we will redirect person to the payment process.php. So now in this file what we are going to create is we will first verify all the details, so we need to make sure that they are correct. Then if they are not correct, we will redirect, okay, person back to this pricing page. After that we are going to create a new user and store his login details to the database, and then we are going to send an email with all the login details, and then we are going to redirect him to the thank you page. So now if everything here is correct, after that the person will be able to log in and then access all the information that he purchased. So let's now write the code. So now that you understand what we are going to create in this tutorial, I'm going to show you what are the basics that you need to have for this one. So as you can see here, I have created 3 different products and plans. The first one I have been showing how to create in the previous video tutorial, and now I have just added 2 more on the Stripe. So now the first thing that we need to verify is, do we have those 3 informations that we will actually need in order to create subscription and really make a payment. So first thing that I'm going to create is, I will say, one associative array, and then in that array I'm going just to put all the product IDs that we have. So it will be product ID 1, and here you can put whatever you have. It can be something more advanced, not just simple 1 2 3. It's all on you. And then also I'm going to create one small array that will contain all those keys. So I will say here 1 2 3. Okay, so the first one is obviously 27, the second one is 67, and the third one is 97. Okay, now I can delete this, and now we are going to verify that all the information that we are getting are correct. So first I want to verify that if there isn't product ID, we will redirect person to the index.php, of course, which is our pricing page. Okay, and then if product ID doesn't exist in this array here, we will also redirect person. So I will say if or not in array, and I'm talking about get product ID, and we will check him inside products and then product IDs. Okay, and then also I'm going to check if not is a post Stripe token, or not is set post stripe email. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of the time explaining the basic things that we have here, and for those of you that don't understand or that maybe just want to improve your coding skills, make sure that you check the latest course that I have created, which is I'm getting amazing response so far. Okay, so now let's test this out. So let's say if we put here 6, you can see I have been redirected to this index.php file, and if I try even to put the product ID 1, which is correct, still I will be redirected because I don't have Stripe token or Stripe email, which is great. Okay, so now if that is correct, we can include this, we can create, we can get those details, and it's all good. Now we just need to subscribe the person to the correct plan, because at the moment by default is 27, but here I'm going to change it and say we want products and then the product ID, which means if product ID is 1, we will get this plan, if product ID is 2, we will get this one, and so on. It is very simple. So let's test that. So I will try to purchase 67 now. I will say test@live.com. I want to fill manually. Okay. Okay, 67. Cool. Okay, it all worked well. Let's check our Stripe. Reload. Okay, there is new customer. We will open. It's subscribed to the monthly, and down below we can see that he's already charged 67, and that there is active subscription for $67 each month, which is exactly what we wanted to create. Okay, so now the next thing that we will need to do is to actually create an account for this customer based on the plan that he purchased, and then later we will send the login details, redirect to thank you page, and so on. So let's do it one by one. So first thing that I want to do is I will go to my PHP my admin, and then here I will just create a new database. So let's say Stripe recurring, whatever. I'm usually setting at UTF-8. Okay, create. Now the first table I will say users. Number of columns I usually leave as is and then add if I need. So the first one will be ID, integer, auto increment. Okay. Next one I will say it will be name. No, we don't need name. I will just say email, varchar, and then let's say 50, whatever. And then let's say registration, or maybe we can say plan that he subscribed to. And since I have only one character, I will just say 1, but you can set whatever you want. It can be 10, 20, 50, it all depends on the name of your plan. Then here I will say password that we are going to create. Now for this one I will say 255. Okay, and then I will add one more column and I will say registration date, and it will be date time. Okay, like this. And that's it. I will hit save, and here we go. Okay, now here once everything is correct, what I will do, I will just create a new connection to our database. So I will say localhost, my username of is root, password is m2, and the database name is Stripe recurring, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So let me just do it like this so you can see. just verify it is Stripe recording. Okay, and then here now first thing that I want to do is to escape the email. So I'll say real escape string email. Okay, now the next thing that we need to create is to actually create random string, and this is something that I have been showing in my other videos, but maybe let me quickly show again. You can skip a few minutes ahead if you already know this. So what I will say, I will have one random string with all the characters that I want to have. So let's say I will just go through my keyboard and put all the characters that I want to have, and then also I will include all the numbers that I want to have, and you can also include some other characters, whatever you like, but I don't want to. Then the next thing that I want to do is I want just to mix this string. So let's say echo string, just so you can see what is happening. So as you can see now, this is looking different, and each time when I refresh, it will look different. Okay, and then I will just say that our string is, maybe we can use substring and get first 10 characters from the string. So no, I have forgot. Is it like this? Yeah, so as you can see here, it will each time be the different 10 characters. Pretty much that's it. Okay, so I will just grab this and take it here. Okay, and then what I like to do, I will just change the string to the password. Okay, say password, and we can add string to uppercase, so it will all have uppercase characters. And now we will also encrypt the password. So I'm going to use password hash function, and for those of you that don't know, this is the latest way on how to encrypt securely the password, and I have a video on my channel, just search for it. So password hash, here we will put our string, which is password, and then we need to choose the encryption type or algorithm type that we are going to use. And for this tutorial I will use bcrypt, and his length is 60 characters, and I know that in my database I have 255. It's just in case that some of you use the different algorithm. Okay, now after this, all I want to do is to actually create a user account with these details. So I will say connection query, and I will say insert in users. I will say email, password, registration date, and I will say values. Email, we have email, then password is encrypted password, and registration date is now, and we have forgot to add the plan, so I'll just say plan here, and I will put product ID, and that's it. So let's see what will happen now. I will go here, just refresh, so that you don't need to fill. Yeah, we can't use it again, so we need to do it manually. Okay, let's see. There isn't any error, so it should mean that we did everything correctly, and yes, we are. So as you can see here, now the new customer has been created. There is an email, there is a plan ID, there is a password, and the registration date, which means that everything is correctly. And last thing, I will just verify on Stripe. Yeah, there's another customer and everything is good. Okay, so let's maybe now try with different one, or we can maybe do it once we implement sending the email. So now once we have this, let's just send an email with all the login details, and after that we will just redirect person to the thank you page. Okay, so in order for me to send an email, I am going to get the PHP mailer. That's something that I'm using all the time, and it's something that I suggest you to use. And also I have really amazing tutorial on my channel about PHP mailer, which I think you should check if you don't know how to send an email. Okay, so I'll just extract here, delete the archive. Okay, I will rename this to the PHP mailer, and I'm going to delete everything except the source, and from the source I will just get all the files here. So I just want to simplify things for me. Okay, and now here what I'm going to do is at the top, I just love to do it at the top. I will just include PHP mailer namespace, and then here I will just include the libraries from the PHP mailer. So I'll say PHP mailer, and then there are different that we are going to need. So one of is SMTP, then we will need also exception class, and of course before this one we are going to need the PHP mailer one, and that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to say okay, we will create new variable, new object, new PHP mailer. Now we need to set the host. So I will say that my host will be smtp.gmail.com. Now we need to turn on is SMTP, yes, and I will show you the different cases when this line of the code should be removed and the other when it needs to be there. Okay, then equal true, then mail username is, I will just use my email, let's say gmail.com. I will need to get my password too, we will do it later. Then we need to set address is where we are sending an email. Okay, then we need to set who is sending an email. So I will here say okay, I will use again the same email, okay, like this, and I will set a name, let's say Senaid. Okay, cool. And now the last thing that we need to do is set, is this going to be HTML? Is HTML, I will say true, and we need to set the subject. So all the basic info that we need to set for one email, and then we need to set the body. That's the last one. So here I will say hey, and then I'll make two breaks and we'll say thank you for the purchase. Your login details are included below. Okay, and here we'll say username is an email, Then there is a password, which is password. Okay, so we need break here, we need two breaks here, we need bold here. It's just alphabet to create this alphabet nicer, nothing special. And then here I can say thanks. Okay, and this is break. Okay, and the last thing is we are just going to send an email. So we can say here if mail send, we can maybe set some variable. So let's say if mail send, we'll say error equals 0, else error equal 1, and we will use that later on our thank you page. And you can say here echo error. Okay, and maybe I will say here, just so I can show you guys the different reasons why email won't be sent. So I will say mail error info. So let's now try this so I can show you. So now if I don't have this line of the code here, when we refresh, sorry, let's try to purchase this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now if we don't have that line, it says could not instantiate mail function. Now in some servers it will show this, and in some it will be required to remove this line. So for example, at the moment on my computer, on my local host, it is required that I have this line of the code. So I will just remove it and then everything will be okay. So that's the one thing that you need to understand. Now the second thing is, let's try to reload. Okay, now the problem is with stripe token. Okay, we need to go again through this. That's a little bit boring. Okay. Now it says SMTP connect failed. Now that's the second error, and basically that means usually when you get this error, it can be that your port is not opened. So you need, if you are using the shared hosting, you need to contact your support just to make sure that the ports that you need are opened. Then the next thing is that you need, for your Gmail account, just go here, and as you can see, this is my URL, and usually if you have only one email but I have many, it will be user 0 less secure apps, and then turn this on. Okay, so those are the reasons why it can happen that email is not sending for you. Now also I know that I am missing the password, so I'm just going to grab it from here, and I will later change it, of course. So this will be password. So as you can see, I have $sign here, so maybe I can just change it to single quotes. Okay, then we will need to set the port, so I will just use, or if you are using TLS, it will be 587, and then mail equal, I will say SSL, but if you are using TLS, it will be, I will just say here TLS, you will use 587. Okay, so let's see what will happen now. Okay, we will need to do everything again. Okay, okay, so now there isn't any error, which means that the email should be sent and that all our sendings are correct. So let's check our email inbox. Okay, so sometimes it will take few seconds, but here we go. It says your login details, and as you can see here it says, hey, thank you for the purchase, your login details, blah blah blah, username, password, it's all good. It looks that we need one more break here. We need to include the login URL, and let's check our database. So yeah, there is an account in our database. Okay, cool. So we need to add one more break here, and then here we can say maybe href, click here to login, and that's it. Okay, and then here we will need to specify the URL where the person will be able to log in. Okay, I will leave it empty at the moment, but later we will add one. Okay, and now we are going just to redirect person to our thank you page. Okay, so we'll say here location, let's say thank you.php, and then there we are going to pass this error. So I will say error, then I will also pass the password just in case. And what else do we need? I think everything other than that is okay. Okay, and I'm passing the password just in case that if the email is not sent, I will be able on the thank you page to also show the password. Okay, so here I will just say this is error. Okay, password is password, and then maybe we can also pass the product ID. So I will say here product ID equal product ID. Okay, and let's see what will happen. So we need to do it one more time. Yeah, it's boring, I know. Okay, okay, yeah, it's redirected. We are on the thank you page. There isn't any error. The password is here and the product ID is 2, which is all good. Let's just check our email inbox. Yeah, we just received an email. It's here. Now it looks good, and that's it. Okay, cool. Now let's quickly just create our thank you page. So I will just go new PHP file. I will say thank you. Okay. Zoom in. And then here, let's create normal HTML document. Okay, here I will say thank you. Let's include the Bootstrap library. Okay. Maybe we can use this too. And I will just delete the things that I don't need. Okay, so here we will have one div with that is container, then one that is row, and call md, let's say 12. Okay, and you can maybe say here also it will be text in the center, and here I can say h2, for example, thank you for purchase. Okay, and then here let's say I'll have one paragraph, and here I will check if get error equal 1. That means that we need to show the password and the login URL for this person. So I will say like this. Okay, and maybe we can just close it and open here so it's easier, and here I will say your login details are included below. Okay, maybe we can just copy from here this part here. Okay, and maybe this here. So I would just say like this. So email we don't have, so we can just say your email. We could also pass the email here. Maybe let's do it. So let's say UE is an email. So here I will say like email. Okay, user email. So I will display it here. So I'll say echo get user email. Password is echo get password. Okay, and click here to login. We will just add the link here, and otherwise I will say something very simple like echo please check your inbox spam folder. Okay, and that's it. So let's see now. When we refresh this page, you can see it says thank you for purchase. Okay, and index error is undefined. Let me check. I need to change this. Okay, thank you for purchase. Please check your inbox spam folder, which is okay. And if we said that there was an error, we couldn't send an email, we can say here that user email was hello.com. You can see what will happen. It will say your login details are included below, username, password, and click here to log in, which is exactly what we wanted to create in this part. And in the part 3 we are going to create the login page, and also we are going to create the dashboard where we will display different things based on what customer did purchase. So I will see you in the next one.